Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're having a look at making manifestation a little bit more easier on our journey when we are creating new beliefs. So when we're creating new beliefs, what we're doing is we're changing new neural pathways in our brain. And as we are changing these new neural pathways, we're opening up possibilities within the brain and within the subconscious mind that this is happening in our reality. So it's the possibility of something happening, the subconscious mind taking it as fact and then actually seeking it and attracting it into our reality. So as we know this, and we know that we are creating new beliefs within our brain, in our mind, we know then that when we look to neuroscience, I think it's about 72 hours that it takes in order to create a memory in the brain, so a long-term memory. So when we look at 72 hours for the brain to take in this new affirmation or this new visualization or whatever it is that we are repetitively doing over a period of 3 days, you will notice on the fourth day that it will be starting to stick in a way that it's kind of just becoming more natural for you to say or to think. So when we're actually manifesting a change in our reality, and we were looking at the present moment, because the present moment is all that is. So when we are focusing on the present moment, we are coming into everything that is now. So everything is now. So this means that when we look to time, for instance, we know that it is a human construct in a sense that it gives us a direction on how to move through our reality, through the distance and through the speed and everything that we move through reality. And we kind of get this sense from the knowing of what time is, but it is actually a human construct. And what I mean by this is that there is a kind of a lag where we actually have to navigate through the 3D. So there's a distance that we actually have to go. And if there was no time to actually tell us how long it's going to take to go from one period to another, we'd always be thinking that we're in the same time. We'd always be thinking that we're in this present moment, even though we are moving through the distance and through the space that we are in. So when we are looking to manifestation, we know then that what we are actually doing is creating the belief within ourselves to believe that this thing is possible for us. So this means that when we are saying affirmations, we know that we can jump in and we can start saying ones in the present tense, and we can affirm that things are happening right now. But we can also do this in a way that is more easy on the brain. So if it's easier on the brain to say that I can believe that this is happening right now, when you put in words like I can believe, meaning that it's about, you're changing your train of thought, that you're not putting pressure on your brain to actually believe it right now in this instance. And if you do this for over a period of 3 days, on the fourth day, you will find that, yes, okay, you're starting to believe it. This then kind of emotion is what really, I would say, hits the subconscious mind more, because the subconscious always picks up on emotion quicker than it does on an affirmation. So when we say affirmations, yes, we can say them in the present tense, but it doesn't mean that we don't have to, be easier on ourselves and to start it off with an affirmation that seems more believable. So when we go through a period of 72 hours of creating this kind of belief within our brain, then we can go into I am experiencing this manifestation right now. So we can start off with saying something that is going to create the belief. So I can believe that this manifestation is happening right now. I can believe that this manifestation is happening right now. And you do this then for a couple of days, 3 days, as I say, 72 hours. On the fourth day, if it feels believable, then you can come in and say then from the present moment, I am believing that this is happening right now. I am believing that this is happening right now. I am believing that this is happening right now. So once we actually change the brain in this kind of way, it is easier then to manifest whatever it is that we are creating. Because when we look to our manifestations, they are always in the present moment, because we are always in the present moment. Our mind is always in the present moment. And I know that when we are saying things in a way that may seem that we are seeming that we are only attracting this in now and that it's going to take a little bit of time, it doesn't actually mean that it is going to take a little bit of time, because we're always coming from the present moment. So what I mean by this is that we don't have to put pressure on ourselves to change this new way of thinking in a way that is, I am this now, I am this now, I am this now, because sometimes it can feel unnatural, sometimes it can, and sometimes this unnaturalness can cause us to kind of, not be motivated to keep going with our affirmations. It can cause us to feel a little distressed, and we can just eliminate all that by actually going down an easier route. So when we're manifesting and it seems like it's impossible, just start off with the affirmation, I believe that this can be possible for me, or I can believe that this is something that will happen for me. Now, I know I'm affirming in a kind of a future tense way, but if I'm coming in and I'm trying to affirm for something that has never happened in my life before, or that seems like it may never happen, it's going to be easier for me to start getting into that belief mode, to start changing the new neural pathways in my brain into that belief mode. And then after 3 days or 72 hours of doing that, I start to feel better. Then I can come in and I can say, yes, this is happening. I know this is happening. And you come in then, because you have changed your brain in that way over a period of 3 days, you will come in with a more of a conviction way of knowing and trusting and believing in your manifestation, and in knowing that this is happening. And I know that this is kind of maybe a beginner way of seeing it, but it's just for anyone who is even kind of feeling like you're struggling a little bit along the way. If you are manifesting for something and you feel like you're saying affirmations that are all in the present tense and you're not seeing any change, it's okay to, have these kind of affirmations that imply that it is going to happen or that it will happen. Because at the end of the day, anything that happens, anything that we create in our life, and I don't even want to say that it's a process or anything like that, but anything that we do in our reality, we have to move from A to B, and sometimes we have to we have to navigate ourselves in a way that's going to have a little bit of a process. So you get into your car and you drive to another location, and that has a little bit of a process, because we're always moving through the space and we're moving through distance, and that is how we navigate through our 3D. And sometimes when our brain is not able to consciously jump into I am this now, then just having that kind of, I suppose, jumping in the car and saying, okay, this is where I'm going, saying the location, this is where I'm going, for a couple of days or whatever, and then you know that you're getting to the location, and then you can jump in and say I'm at the location, if that makes sense. I know that was a bit of a metaphor of what I was saying there, but I just wanted to explain that it's okay to actually create our beliefs in our brain in such a way that is more believable to us, rather than having to jump in with I am this, I am that right now, and it feeling not real. So I just wanted to do a quick video on that. If you have any questions, you can comment down below and I will chat to you soon.